Hello everyone, this is Marlon and welcome to today's webinar where we're going to discuss the new 2008 SEO formula. The SEO landscape is forever evolving, and the main reason for that, and typically when we're talking about SEO strategies, we're primarily focused on the Google search engines versus Bing and Yahoo, and maybe even YouTube, which is also considered to be a search engine. The reason is because Google does have about 80% of the market share. So primarily that's what we focus on as a company when we generate leads for our clients using SEO. So because it's ever changing, it's something that we try to stay on top of. And that's why we created this webinar for you today to help keep you updated on what's going on with SEO and to help outline some of the things that you should be focused on if you are doing any type of SEO strategy. Now, this is part of our 2008 Appliance Repair Online Marketing Plan. We did a webinar last month regarding this, which was more of a high-level type webinar where we went over the different things that you should be implementing as part of your online marketing strategy, but we didn't really go in depth on what you should be doing. So that's what we're going to focus on today. Well, primarily SEO is what we're focusing on today, and then there's going to be some upcoming webinars over the next few months where we'll go into some of the other different strategies like pay-per-click advertising and website conversion. And if you were on that webinar, you probably saw this image, which is what we consider to be the online dominance blueprint. And if you want to dominate your local service area, then you should have all or majority of these different sources of online advertising so that you'll have a consistent flow of new appliance repair leads coming in. So as you can see in the left hand side there, number one is SEO, and that's what we're going to be focusing on for today's webinar. So before we get started, I do need your attention. Nowadays we're so distracted, and I know you guys are busy running your appliance repair business, but if you could turn cell phones off or at least put them on silent, log out of Facebook. If you're an appliance repair business owner and you're serious about getting better results in 2018, then the next 45 to 60 minutes will definitely change your life and business. So what exactly are we going to be covering today? We're going to cover the latest updates with the Google algorithm, the things that you may have to put in place in the past that could be hurting you right now, and we're going to talk about how to optimize your website using the new SEO formula. So who am I and why should you listen to me? I'm the author of How to Generate a Flood of Leads, Customers, and Profits for Your Appliance Repair Business. I'm widely accepted as the premier expert in the internet marketing for the appliance repair industry. I work with several appliance repair businesses across the US, and I'm a consultant, speaker, and trainer for online marketing agencies. And we at the Appliance Experts, all we specialize in is marketing for appliance repair companies. So we're referred to as the appliance repair marketing experts because that's all we do. We don't work with plumbers. We don't work with HVAC companies. We only work with appliance repair companies. So does SEO still matter? And I get asked this question all the time. There are some gurus out there or some blogs that will say that SEO is dead, that it no longer works. And maybe you have experienced it where you've tried it on your own and you just don't seem to get any results. But I'm here to tell you that we use it every day to generate hundreds of leads for our existing clients. So the quick answer is that yes, it does matter. And we're going to talk about this image here for a little bit, and what it's showing you is this average CTR, which is click-through rate for the search engine results page. So at the top there, you'll see the ads, and then we have the Google Maps section below that, and then the organic results. Now this is an older image because the search engine results page doesn't really look like this anymore, but it's still relevant. And the reason why it's still relevant is from what we're seeing in all the different states that we have clients in. It's similar. It's not exactly the same, but it's still similar, where majority of the clicks are still going to the Google Map listing and then the organic results or the SEO listings. So even though there's advertisements above the maps and the organic section, it seems that consumers are still averse to clicking on ads. I believe a lot of people don't like to be sold. We all like to buy, but we don't like to be sold. So there's still a large segment of the population that are just skipping over the ads and going either directly to the map results or going to the organic search results. So we mentioned on the last slide that there have been some recent changes to the Google SERPs, or the Google Search Engine Results page. And so let's talk about what actually changed there. So they removed the ads that used to be on the right hand side along the page, and now it only has ads at the top and at the bottom. In some cases, or in some cities, the amount of ads varies. Sometimes you see as much as 4 at the top and then 3 at the bottom, but it could vary. It could be 1 or 2 at the top. The Google Map listing that used to be 7 results is now 3 that's displaying, and definitely part of that is Google needs more space to put the ads, right? If they can't display it on the right anymore, they need to make room, so they minimize the map listing there. And then Google is also showing ads now in the map results, so that's definitely something new. And they're testing something called Google Home Services in San Diego and other markets near California. Now, this doesn't affect the appliance repair business, but well, not right now at least, the industries that it's in, it's plumbing, locksmith, garage door repair. Those are a few I can think of off the top of my head. But this is something that's new, but it's not for the appliance repair industry, but I thought it was worth mentioning because it could be in the near future. And Google has rolled out its first mobile indexing. So what that means is the search results for your mobile device is different from if you're using a desktop. So that's why if, let's say, you're number 1 on desktop, if you go to Google on your desktop and you search for appliance repair plus your city, and you're somewhere on the first page on your desktop, and then you try to do the same thing with your mobile device and you're getting a different results, that could be the reason, because it's 2 different indexes. So essentially you could say it's 2 different search engines. So that could be the difference that you're seeing. So let's take a look at an actual example. I just did a search for appliance repair Miami. In this case, you're seeing those 2 ads at the top. As you can see, there's no ads on the right hand side. And then there's the 3 Google Map listings there. That's showing instead of the 7 that we saw before on that click-through rate image that I'd shown you. And then we have the organic search results there. Now I wanted to show you an example here of an ad being in the Google Map listing, and it's showing 1 there, but I've seen as much as 3, especially using a mobile device as well, which we'll see around 3 ads at the most in that section. Now I wanted to show you this example here of the Google Home Services type ads. So I did San Diego plumber, And if you look at the top, what you're seeing, those top three there, and if you look closer there, you'll see that the green badge with a check mark in there, and it says Google Guaranteed. Those are the Google Home Services ads there. And if you notice, that shows up above the regular ads. So now it's Google Home Services, then you have regular ads, then you have the map listing, and then organic. So Google is pushing the organic results further down. But again, just keep in mind that consumers are aware of the ads, so they don't have a problem scrolling down. And even with this, although it's still maybe too early to tell, but I expect the same results, is that consumers will definitely go to the maps and organic section. But it's too early to tell. We'll see as the months go by what the click-through rates look like with these results. Although keep in mind, this is not for appliance repair at this moment. Right now, appliance repair just has regular ads, then the Google Maps, then organic. There's no home services ads, but I think it's worth mentioning. So, but let's not focus too much time on it in the event it doesn't get applied to appliance repair. So now let's focus on the three biggest changes that we've seen. You can no longer use duplicate content. Well, that's true to a certain extent. It's not something that we recommend when we do consulting for appliance repair companies that are doing their own SEO. It still works, but we've seen sites that either don't rank with it, or they could even get a penalty because of the duplicate content. And if you ever heard of the Panda update, which they used to run that thing once or twice a year, and now it's become part of the regular algorithm where it's actually done every 30 days. You can still use it, but we have gotten away from it. We used to use it probably 3 or 4 years ago, where we just duplicate the content for each city and change the city name. But we've gotten away from it because we feel long term Google will crack down on it, and we're seeing indication of it. But we wanted to mention it. And you know, if it's for a long-term strategy, we recommend that you use original content. If you have too many irrelevant or low-quality links pointing back to your site, this could be negatively affecting your rankings. And you need a real physical office address to rank in the Google Maps. So in the past, you know, some appliance repair companies used to use a virtual office address, or they use the UPS store. Google has pretty much cracked down on that, and if it's still there, you don't see too many companies ranking because of that. You still can use your home address, and you don't have to display the address, so that's definitely still working. But ideally, if you have an office, that's definitely the way to go. For that Google Home Services ads, if that does come to the appliance repair business, you will need to have a physical office address to use that. So we did mention be careful with the duplicate content. Most appliance repair companies serve a 10 to 25 mile radius, right? So there's lots of cities and lots of towns. And in order to rank effectively across all those cities and all those towns, you need to have multiple pages. So we usually get the question, you know, how do you rewrite the content on your homepage for each of those cities? For 20, 30 different cities. And that's why a lot of appliance repair companies or SEO or even web design companies, they would just use that duplicate content strategy. So they only write the content once, and then they just copy it onto all the different pages. So if you are not ranking as you should, you may want to look into this. all right, to see if that could be part of the problem. A site that you can use if you want to check it is Copyscape. That's COPYSCAPE.com. That's good if you have one page, right? You can just plug your website in there. It's a paid service, but it's not expensive. It's based on the amount of words on the page. So for a few dollars, you could quickly identify if your home page has the issue. Now, if you have multiple pages, let's say you have 20 or 30 pages, you want to use another site, and the name is Siteliner.com. So that's SITELINER.com, and that will analyze all the pages and let you know if there's any duplicate content across the web. So ideally, you want to have unique content for each of those city pages, but it doesn't have to be 100% unique. You could probably get away with 70 or 80% uniqueness. And what if you do come across that you have duplicate content? What can you do? You don't have to necessarily delete it. You can either choose to rewrite it, or you can add additional content to it as well to help minimize the duplication. Because again, you don't necessarily need 100% uniqueness. You probably need around 70 or 80 to see better results. And if you want to test it, you can just try testing either rewriting the content or just changing the content on one of those pages, and then track the results to see if the rankings change just by doing that. Now, if you do that, keep in mind, if you don't have a Google Webmaster account, definitely get one. It gives you a lot of insight, but you can then ask Google to crawl the site once you actually change the content, and then give it a few days. I'd say actually give it a couple weeks to see if the rankings change. Google is taking a lot longer to crawl sites nowadays, so 2 to 4 weeks ideally would be good to see if the rankings change. And that's one quick and easy way to check to see if duplicate content is an issue for your website. Alright, so do you have too many low quality or irrelevant links pointing to your website? A few years ago, it used to be all about links. So the website that had the most links is the website that would get the #1 position on page 1 of Google. So Google cracked down on that, right? Particularly the Penguin update addressed this, and it's now about the quality of those links and the relevance of those links. So you want to review your link profile and find any bad links and either have them removed or disavowed. And what disavowed is, it's again, this is where you need the Google Webmaster tools. You can identify these links to Google and tell them you don't want to have them associated with your website. So they won't remove them, but they'll basically categorize it as what's called a no-follow link, and then it won't impact the rankings of your site from that aspect. To get them removed, you'd have to actually contact the website owner and ask to have them removed, which sometimes can be a challenge, and Google knows this, so that's why they offer this disavow tool to website owners to decredit those links in the event of that type of situation there. Now, something to keep in mind, if you just have a website, you can get links even if you've never tried to get links, right? Because this is how the web works. What they do, there's companies out there that are scraping information, always looking for different websites to link to. Let's say there's a new appliance repair directory. So they want to find every single appliance repair company in Houston, right? So they're going to go to Google and they're going to actually go through every single page, list every single appliance repair company with their website, and then they're going to take that information and put on their appliance repair directory website. And then that's going to link back to your site. Now, this may be a low quality link. It's an appliance repair directory, but if it's a brand new website, and who knows what type of links are pointing to them, it could be a low quality link that you've received even though you're not trying to get links that way. All right, so it's good to, as part of your monthly strategy, or even you could probably do it quarterly, is to take a look at the backlinks that are pointing to your website and see if you need to disavow them or contact the owners to get them removed. You also continuously want to work to diversify the anchor text and build more high quality relevant links, right? The reason you want to have multiple anchor texts is because this is how you theme your website from an off-page perspective. And this is how you get your website to rank for hundreds, if not thousands, of different appliance repair keywords. So Google Maps has a major change with the Google Penguin update, and it primarily addressed the local map listings. It took a major toll on companies that are using fake addresses, UPS store, mailbox, etc. stores, and virtual offices. Those are the main ones that really got affected by this. And they're trying to get more real physical business address in the city that will rank. Now, there's an advantage if you have an office address versus using your home address, and you will get a lot more. It will show up for a lot more search results, so you'll definitely get a lot more leads. But Google also understands that most appliance repair companies don't have an office for consumers to come to, and it's referred to as a service area business. So they know that a lot of appliance repair companies operate from home, and then they just have technicians that goes out to the consumer's address. So that's why the home address is still working, and it probably will continue to work because they really do understand that appliance repair is a service area business. So old-fashioned SEO is no longer effective. So if you're doing your own SEO and you're doing it the same way you used to do it 4 or 5 years ago, and you're not seeing the results, it's probably because of that. In the past, Panda, Penguin, and the Pigeon era, it's all about the user experience now. And there's something referred to as user experience optimization. So you typically would hear of on-page SEO, off-page SEO, and now there's user experience SEO. So the new SEO formula requires a heavy focus on user experience because Google is primarily focused on the end user, right? If they come to your to their search engines looking for an appliance repair company, and they track what the consumer is doing, and they realize that they're not finding what they're looking for, then they're going to change up who ranks where on the different search engines. Now they track everything. So once someone starts at Google and they type in appliance repair, they track to see what the consumer does. You know, do they scroll down? Which website do they click on there? Right? And then when they click on that website, what do they do next? How long do they stay on that website? You know, are they watching a video on the website? Or are they clicking links on the website? These are all things that Google are tracking. And do they click the back button, which would indicate that they didn't find what they are looking for? Right? So Google are tracking all these things. And if that user now goes from Google to, let's say, Bing or Yahoo, they're paying very close attention to that, because that's definitely not what they want to happen. So click-through rate, or CTR, is key when it comes to user experience optimization. They're also looking at the scroll rate, so that's essential. Is the consumer scrolling down once they get to the appliance repair website? Are they clicking on links? The time that they spend on your website is a big deal, right? So this is where you want to track the bounce rate, which means the bounce is, do they come to your website and then leave? Like, how fast do they leave? Do they leave in 10 seconds, 20 seconds? You know, are they spending 3, 5, 10 minutes on your website? Now, how do you track things like the bounce rate or the time on site or your click-through rate? You can track it with a free tool from Google, and it's known as Google Analytics. You can just type that in the search engines, and highly recommend that you get it. So you can start looking at these factors, because these factors will affect you. these factors can rank you on page 1 with very few links, right? So if you have this part right, you can use a lot less links to get onto the first page. And then of course you want to have the number, a good number of citation, reviews, and relevant links. Those are pretty much the new ranking factors that you want to focus on. You want to figure out also what the most important keywords are, and based on your service area, and you also want to pay attention to the search volume. Now, how can you find out the most important keywords in your local service area? Well, one of the free tools, again, is from Google. Like Google does provide a lot of free tools that you can use to improve your online marketing. To get access to the Google keyword tool, you do need to set up a Google AdWords account. You don't need to run ads, although if you do run ads with Google AdWords, you'll get access to a lot more details. But you can sign up for a free account. They may ask you for a credit card, but if you're not actually running ads, you'll never be charged for anything. So that's how you can get access to the Google keyword tool. And you can of course just search that in Google to find a link to it. Set up a great website with unique pages targeting those keywords, right? So once you have the keywords that you want to target, you did a search using the keyword tool or any of these other tools that we have listed there, WordStream, Spyful, all those are paid though, so that's why we're focusing more on the Google keyword tool, so you can get your feet wet with doing keyword research. So once you've done a search now for appliance repair for your local city and service area, you've looked at the search volume for them, so you know which ones are actually getting the most clicks. Now you need to create pages with those keywords on there so you can start showing up in the search engines when someone types those keywords in your local service area. And you want to have pages for each service for each city. You want to optimize your website for user experience, and then you're going to optimize for SEO, which includes on-site optimization, and then you want to build authority using off-site optimization. And then next you want to track the results. So you should be looking at your results monthly at a minimum, and see how the different changes, right? So if you create new pages, where's it ranking in the search engines? Because if the rankings increase, that also results in more leads. So here are a few appliance repair keywords. There's definitely a lot more, but on the left hand side are a few of some of the main ones that consumers will type in. Some of these will apply to you and some won't. For example, if you don't service Bosch appliances, then those definitely wouldn't matter to you. The next column there, the second column, is what those numbers are the search volume. All right, now these numbers are pretty large, especially the first one, because that's a nationwide average. There is what that is. So 135,000 searches gets done on a monthly basis for appliance repair across the US. The third column is your city. So you should be targeting appliance repair plus your city. So that's what that is. So let's say you are in Manhattan, New York. The keyword you want to target is Manhattan appliance repair. The city can also go at the end, so it could be appliance repair Manhattan as well. So that's what that's illustrating there. If you want to get a list, I think we have the top 50 keywords on our website that you can get a free copy of. If you make note of this address here, appliancerepairmarketingsecrets.com/top appliance repair keywords SEO is where you can find those. Again, that's appliancerepairmarketingsecrets.com, top appliance repair keywords SEO. And if you visit our website, an easier way to get to it is just visit our website. In the top menu there, you'll see training. Once you click on that training tab, you'll see a link that goes directly to the keyword section there. so you can get a more extensive list. So you want to have a strong website with good content and that has a good user experience. You want to also leverage multimedia to improve the on-page time. So that's one way to improve the user experience. And we went into this a little bit more detail in the webinar last month, which you can find on our YouTube channel in case you haven't seen it. Or we also have it as a blog post on our website. The 2018 Online Marketing Plan is what you'll be looking for. But leveraging multimedia, especially video, will help keep the consumers on your website, right? Because for them to take time to play the video and watch the video, and you don't want like a long video, but having something for, you know, a couple minutes is ideal. You know, you could have something of the owner of the appliance repair company welcoming them to the website, talking about the different services and brands that your company specializes in. You can even introduce the team members and the different technicians that will be coming out to their home, right? All those things will help you with the user experiences. And then you want to have different pages for each of the different services. So one page for refrigerator repair, another one for dishwasher repair, another one for stove repair. All right, don't just list all the services on one page. And then you want to have multiple pages for each of the different cities that you service. So yes, you'll have one page for the main city, but then there's all those different towns or suburb areas that you want to create pages for, because that's going to help you rank a lot easier than trying to get just one homepage of your website to rank for 20 or 30 different surrounding area cities. We recommend that you have unique content, and you want to review the data on the city pages, and that's reviews, meaning reviews from consumers. Ideally, if you get a review for a certain town, you want to get that review from whether it's on Google or Yelp or Yellow Pages and actually get it onto that particular city page where the consumer is actually where the home was, where the appliance was actually serviced. All these things are great signals to Google to rank you higher, as well as consumers are looking for reviews nowadays. So this is another way to improve the user experience. Unique content on every page. You want to have the main keyword in the title and on the H1. So again, a main keyword that you want to target will be the city plus appliance repair, or the city plus refrigerator repair. So if you're in Dallas, Dallas appliance repair, or Dallas dishwasher repair if it's the dishwasher page that you're going after. A surrounding city for Dallas would be Garland, Texas. So it would be Garland appliance repair is what you'd want in the title and the H1 for that surrounding city. Then you have the meta description that really sells the click. Now this is important once you get onto page 1 of Google. The meta description is where you want to put the call to action. Like, consumers are actually reading this. So why should they click, right? Is it because you have same-day service? Is it because you offer a free estimate or repair, right? So these are things you want to put in there to convince the consumer to click on you. Now this is also very effective if you're not necessarily in the number 1 position. Let's say you're in number 2, number 3. This is a way to get consumers to click on your website versus just immediately clicking on that number 1 position. Then you want to have the name, address, phone number in the footer, because consumers are looking for this. The contact information, they want to see where you're located. They want to see how close you are to their home. So that's why that's important. And then you want to blog, right? You want to write articles on an ongoing basis to keep your site updated. The blog will help not only keep your site updated, you can use it to help you rank for multiple keywords. So you could write a blog post on why refrigerators don't cool, what are its typical reasons, or why doesn't an oven not heat, right? These are all great resources, because consumers, they're not just typing in necessarily refrigerator repair if it's not cooling. They will type in fridge not cooling, oven not heating, and you want to rank for keywords like that as well. So that will kind of summarize on-site optimization. And this is another image that we discussed in the last webinar, but it's worth bringing up again because these are different things that you could use to improve the on-site and the user experience. So having a phone number in the upper right-hand corner, again, client testimonials, trust icons from like the Better Business Bureau, all these things will help. If you want to get a copy of this image, just go to our website and look for the 2018 blog post, the 2018 online marketing blog post, and you'll see a link to this image as well. And then let's talk about now off-page SEO, because on-page is important, but if you're on, let's say, page 5, page 10 of Google, then how do you get to the first page where on-site is going to matter even more? Is you need to do some off-page SEO. So if you haven't already, claim and optimize your Google My Business listing so you can start ranking in the map results. Then you want to start getting lots of citations across the web, and that's primarily from local directory sites like Yelp, Yellow Pages, and your social media sites like Facebook. And then you want to start getting online reviews. You want to leverage tools. If you don't want to do it manually, then you want to leverage tools like ReviewBuzz, Customer Lobby, and Bird Eye. There's several tools that can help you with this. But you can do it manually. But the important thing is that you want to start getting reviews from every single customer that you service. Reviews, if you've ever watched any of my other videos, read any of my blog posts, I talk about how important reviews are and how even more important it's going to be in the future. We are already seeing the pattern where consumers want to read reviews before calling an appliance repair company. This is why Yelp is as big as they are. It's a multi-million-dollar company now, and it's all based on consumer reviews, right? They saw that pattern, they created a website for it, and now they're a multi-million-dollar company. And I'm telling you, reviews are going to become more and more important. So if you take away anything from this webinar today, it's that you need to get on top of reviews. So every single customer that you service, you should be asking them to leave a review, and it doesn't matter, they don't have to leave it on every single site. Google is definitely my #1 choice, and then Yelp would be the second choice. My third choice would be Facebook. Most of the other sites now pull reviews from those three, so those are the three you want to focus on. But if you want to focus on one, it should be Google. Now, you're not going to please every single person, right? Someone's going to write a bad review about your company. You always want to respond to these reviews. Actually, you want to respond to all reviews. So good or bad, you should be responding to the review. So you get a good review, just write a short note thanking the customer for choosing you. You understand that they have a lot of choices when it comes to appliance repair, and you're happy that they chose your company, and you look forward to serving them in the future. That could be how you respond to a good review. A bad review, you can, don't blame the customer, always take responsibility for it. And I always recommend to my clients, if refunding the customer, the service call is going to solve the problem, refund it, because that bad review is going to cost you a lot more in new business in the future. Build authoritative links back to your website from other websites. And we're going to talk about some examples there. Because remember, the links nowadays that really matter is authority links and relevant links. And the secret to getting ranked in the Google map is primarily getting those citations, which we just discussed, and reviews. Those are the top two things that you need to be focused on once you set up the Google Map listing, and you'll see your rankings climb in the Google Maps, just focusing on setting up those citations and getting those reviews on a regular basis. So you may be wondering now, what I mean by authority or relevant links. So let's start with authority links. Like most directory sites, especially the major ones, those are authority links. So Yelp is an authority link, Yellow Pages is an authority link, and then there's the social media sites like Facebook. Those are all authority links. Other examples of it would be like the Better Business Bureau would be an authority link. If you're doing anything with like Home Advisor, that's another authority link. Angie's List, all those are authority links. Some outside the box examples would be any local appliance repair associations like the United Servicers. Those are authority links coming back to your website. If you could get a link from, let's say you're an authorized vendor for GE or Whirlpool, they link back to your website. Those are also really good authority links to get. Now, relevant links would definitely be the Appliance Repair Association links would be relevant. Other examples of relevant links you could think of, let's say you have friends that own appliance repair companies in different cities. They could link to you. That's definitely relevant. Appliance repair directory sites are relevant. And then there's online article sites. So if you go ahead and publish an article about appliance repair and then link back to your website, that will be considered relevant. The press releases now could be both authority, because they're typically newspaper websites, having an appliance repair press release. So you could do a press release for, let's say, getting a new review from a consumer. You could write about that. So that could be both relevant and authority. And if you publish monthly blog posts, there's websites that will pick them up and republish them, and then you'll get authority and relevant links back that way as well. Another way to find authority links would be to analyze the competition on the first page. So you need a tool to do this. So one of them that we recommend is majestic.com or majesticseo.com. You could put in every single competitor that's on the first page. Primarily, I like to focus on the top 3. Put their website in there, and this is a paid tool. So it's usually around $40, I believe, per month. They will show you every single link that's pointing to that website. You can now take that list and see if you can get a link from the same website. Now, it's going to show you something called trust flow. Now, the higher that is, that will indicate if it's an authority link. And then you can just look in the domain name to see if it has anything to do with repair or appliance. And then that's how you could identify relevant links that your competition has. And then you can just contact the website owner to see how you can get a link from that website. So you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Learn from what your competition is doing that are listed on the first page of Google and try and replicate it. So there's a few things. If you look at the top 3 sites on the first page of Google, there's a few things that they have in common. So the first thing that they have in common is that they have a claimed and verified Google My Business listing. All right, Google used to have what's called a blended algorithm. So usually those 3 companies that would show in the 3 pack there, or the 3 listings in the Google map, it used to be exactly the same 3 listings that you would see in the organic section. The blended algorithm doesn't really work as it used to, but if you do analyze to see if those top 3 results in the organic, if they have a Google map listing, in most cases you will see that they have one. So that's why we highly recommend that you do get one. Remember, you can use your home address and you'll have the option not to display it in the Google Maps. If you don't have an office address, highly recommend that you at least get that going. and you'll start to see some improvements in your organic results, and as well as you'll get more leads just from being in the map results, because some consumers go directly to maps to find an appliance repair company. Don't get spammy with the company name, and what I mean by that is use your company name. Don't necessarily use your main keyword. So don't just do Appliance Repair Houston when your company name is Dependable Appliance. Use the company name. That used to be a strategy a few years ago to rank, and it may still work now, but we don't recommend it as a long-term strategy, and we're always thinking long-term. You want to get lots of online reviews, so getting reviews should be part of your daily routine. Just like your daily routine maybe to order parts or stock the trucks, online reviews should be part of that as well. Keyword in the title tag, so Houston Appliance Repair or some variation in the title of your website, as well as the H1. And then you want to get lots of citations from those directory sites and social media sites that we talk about. And the information needs to be consistent. What NAP stands for is name, address, phone number. All those should be consistent across all citations. So the spelling matters. So if you use an uppercase letter in one citation, you want to use it in all the others, right? Don't take shortcuts with that. If you hire some type of SEO company to do that, then they'll usually take care of that for you. Other things that do matter with the consistency is if you spell the word street. So let's say your appliance repair company is on 123 Main Street. If you spell out the word street, you want to keep it consistent and spell it out across all the other citation sites. Don't use the abbreviation ST for street on some and then spell it out for others. All right, all those things will affect the rankings of your Google Map listing. And then you want to have a solid link profile across the web. We talked about this in the past, in one of the past slides, where you want to take a look at your links monthly or quarterly to see what type of links are actually pointing to your website. And if it's a link that you don't want and that could be affecting your rankings, you want to definitely go ahead and try and get it removed or disavowed. Alright, so we covered a lot of information, so let's go ahead and review now the new SEO formula for 2018. So set up a great website with pages for each of the different services, right? Because that's going to help you rank for more keywords than if you just had one service page that lists the different services. You also want to have pages for each of the different cities, main city, surrounding towns that you service. You want to get the keywords that have, search volume, and you want to add your city to it, and you want to have this in the title and in the H1 tag of each page. Use unique content on every page. That's what we're recommending. And you want to leverage multimedia on your website, such as video and images, to improve the amount of time that a consumer will spend on your website, and that will reduce the bounce rate. If you sign up for Google Analytics and you realize that you have a very high bounce rate, you wanna start addressing that with the videos, having images of the technicians, the owners, the team, the vans. All those things will help reduce that bounce rate. Then you want to getting online reviews a regular part of your strategy. Daily strategy is highly recommended, and you want to get these reviews across different websites, right? Some consumers will prefer to do Yelp because they already have a Yelp profile. That's fine. The important thing is that you're asking for these reviews on a daily basis. And then you want to build citations consistently, right? You're not gonna, there's hundreds of citations that you could get. You don't need to get all 100 at once, and I don't recommend it. Maybe get 20 to 30 the first month, and each month you get another 20 to 30. You want to post updated content on an ongoing basis. So this is doing blog posts, and this is to help you rank for hundreds or thousands of keywords. And you want to build links and relevant links and authority links is what should be built constantly. And this should be a monthly plan when it comes to link building or link acquisition. And you want to be choosy with those links, right? So you make sure they are from high authority sites and make sure they're relevant. So relevance would mean it has something to do with appliance repair, or so the website should have something to do with real estate, something to do with houses, electronics, appliances, just to give you an idea of the relevance that you're looking for. And then you want to leverage paid search to identify high converting keywords. So what we're referring to that is by doing some type of pay-per-click advertising, because that's going to identify some keywords that you can now use for SEO. And then you want to track your progress and results. So you should be using Google Webmaster Tools to track that's going to show you some links to your website as well. It's not going to show you every single link, but it can help you track progress there. You want to get Google Analytics to track the on-site user experience. And then you want to be able to track your ranking results, which you will be able to see that also from Analytics, and the Google Webmaster Tools will show you some. Those are some free ways to do it, and then there's paid tools that you can use, like ProRankTracker.com, that you can use to track your ranking results as well. Bright Local is another company you can sign up for at brightlocal.com. They'll track your keyword results and where your website is ranking. Google Analytics to track the traffic trends. It's not going to just show you organic, but it will show you organic, paid results, direct results, people that are going directly to your website, which would be like existing customers. You also want to do call tracking. We've talked about this a lot. Some companies that you can use is CallRail, CallFire, and there's Service Titan. That's a more expansive resource. But CallFire would be probably one of the most inexpensive way to implement call tracking. And again, call tracking, as a reminder, is a way for you to track your advertising to see what's working, what's not working. It's also going to help you track the amount of leads that you get from SEO this month versus the amount that you got from pay-per-click advertising and also Yellow Pages. So it's going to help you differentiate the sources, so you know which one's working, which one's not working, and then you can maybe choose to invest more money into the ones that you're getting a lot more leads from. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell. And for everyone that's watching this webinar, because we do appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule to watch this webinar, we want to reward you with a free 2008 SEO review, and you'll get on a call personally with me, and we'll take a look at your online visibility. We're going to talk about the different keywords that you should be targeting. And these things change. Keywords are changing. Like now, a lot of consumers are typing in not just appliance repair, but it's appliance repair near me, right? Their near me searches is what we refer to it in the SEO industry. So they're using near me, nearby. They're using those terms, which, you know, those are trends that change over time. So we're going to look at some of the keywords you should be targeting specifically for your local area. We'll look at the rankings of your website. We'll look at the different online directories that you're listed, and we'll see if your name, address, and phone number is consistent across those. We'll also take a look at your online reviews. Do you have any? All right. Do you have any bad ones? Are you responding to them? How is your overall online reputation? And then there's the analysis of your social presence. So we're going to take a look at that as well. And then how effective is your website at conversion? And we can talk about some additional user experience factors during that particular website conversion segment of the call. So if you're interested in getting that free 2018 SEO review, you can go to our website at appliancerepairmarketingsecrets.com/schedule, and that will take you to my online calendar where you can schedule a time. If you prefer to call, you can call me at 866-561-5627. Again, that's 866-561-5627. And one of my assistants will go ahead and schedule that appointment so you and I can speak. And again, if you want a website address, it's appliancerepairmarketingsecrets.com/schedule. Again, guys, I do appreciate your time for watching the webinar today. I hope you found value of it, and I hope you liked it as much as I did creating it for you. To your appliance repair marketing success, my name is Marlon, and I look forward to speaking with you soon.